Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is the late show. Sorry for my tardiness. It's been my kid's birthday today, so she wanted to go play putt and took her out for pizza, and that was it. And we started at 3, got back, got the kids in bed at 10, so I'm late behind on everything. Oh well. She'll remember that over me doing this any day of the year or her lifetime. So again, when you think about doing stuff like that, forget about what you want to do and think about the kids. It's that that's that song "Cats in the Cradle." I think about that all the time. To never be like that. But anyways, let's get right to it because it's dump day Friday for everything. Government day shutdown day 3 in DC. How you feel? Is the sun a little shiny, a little brighter out there for you? The crickets chirping a little bit. Don't worry, the military and the ICE and all those other guys, they're still working. It's just the other things that aren't doing, the little hoi polloi people type deal things. Anyway, let's get right to it. In local news for me, South Kakalaki demonstrators rally against near total abortion ban in the South Carolina State House. This came out 2 days ago. Columbia, South Carolina, a rally is underway at the South Carolina State House as lawmakers push forward one of the nation's strictest abortion bans. Watch me live now talking about Harry Chaplin. My man Jack in Burnsville, is it Burnsville? Is that what it is? He's now watching. He's a fire starter up there. Don't get on his bad side. He's got a nice little farm. As David the Good says, compost your enemies. Don't give Jack any ideas. Anyways, the proposed legislation known as the Unborn Child Protection Act, or Senate Bill 323, would eliminate longstanding exceptions for cases of rape, incest, and fetal anomalies. Let's try that again. It would also expose doctors and others who assist in performing abortions to both criminal prosecution and civil lawsuits. I lived in Columbia for a year. I'm just scanning to see if I know anybody in the state in the protest there. One or two may look like somebody. Senate Bill 323 is a near total abortion ban that would classify performing or aiding an abortion as a felony. The bill's broad language could also impact miscarriage care, contraception, and fertility treatments. Listen, it's an hour. They talk for an hour out there? Looks like there's dozens of people. About control, of course. She looks fun. I love how she has to read off her cell phone. We got one dude. Forget about it. All right, you guys want to look at it? It's in the show notes. Again, if you look underneath, one link goes right to the sonsofidalium.com page. All the links are there available for you. Let's see. The bill would also eliminate judicial bypass, a legal option that allows minors to obtain abortions without parental consent. Exceptions for pregnancies resulting from rape or incest, as well as those involving fatal fetal conditions. Say that 5 times real fast. Would be repealed. Even in emergency deliveries after 19 weeks, doctors would be legally required to attempt to preserve the life of the fetus, regardless of the medical prognosis. Under the proposed law, violations could result in severe penalties, including up to 30 years in prison if an abortion results in the death of the fetus, up to 25 years if the fetus survives an abortion attempt. The bill also adds a wrongful death provision allowing family members to sue on behalf of the unborn child, a move that could signal broader recognition of fetal personhood under South Kakalaki state law. It is unclear whether the bill has enough support to pass both chambers or whether Governor Henry McMaster, a Republican who has previously signed abortion restrictions, would back the new measure. If enacted, the law would take effect immediately upon the governor's signature. Act locally, think locally. Federalism wins every stinking time, and I haven't seen many of the pro-life Inc. people talking about this. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't been online for the last 9 hours. I try not to be like that. It's that whole thing with the was it the Babylon B had that thing. Man playing with kid doesn't see what all the problems are going on Twitter. So yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. So many live streams tonight. Candlesticks. I have no idea who's streaming or not. I don't keep up with everyone else, so my apologies. I was just getting it in because it's tomorrow Saturday, and I really don't want to do this tomorrow. Anyways, where was I going with that? Yeah, let me know if anybody in Pro-Life Inc. is even bringing this up. Again, a lot of people talk about Pro-Life Inc. saying that if just like Dr. Ron Paul had all his abortion or pro-life bills blocked by pro-lifers. And someone asked him in an interview, why are your pro-life bills getting blocked? And he said, because the Republicans can't run on anything else if abortion is taken out. What are they going to run for? What are they going to run on? Well, now they're running on, I don't know what they're running on. But anyways, same idea. What if, if stuff like this goes through, what are they going to do? I haven't seen anything on that. The only way I saw this was because I get South Carolina news. So I haven't seen anybody else bring it up. Maybe I'm wrong, like I said. If I am, tell me in the chat, Steve, you're wrong, 100%. And send me a link. Send me somebody that has it. I hope I'm wrong. I hope somebody else has brought this up. It's been 3 days, 2 full days. They should have at least something going up. South Carolina has done a lot recently. They did a heartbeat bill, and they keep moving it down. And the pro-deathers have seen this. In North Carolina news, right across the border in the People's Republic of North Kakalaki, the Charlotte Mecklenburg Fraternal Order of Police has written a request to Mayor Vi Lyles, Governor Josh Stein, and once a future king, President DJT, asking for the National Guard to come to CLT, also known as Charlotte, due to severe police staff shortages and unprecedented violent crime in Uptown. The letter is below. I mean, I think Gaston County has more, where up the county I'm in, has more of a crime than Charlotte. I mean, it's just like anything else. So Judge Knapp has an interview with a guy that's in Chicago, and he asked him, I hate to ask you, but are the troops on the ground there? And he said, man, I went around looking for all day and I couldn't find any. And he goes, now in different parts of the city, yes, it's horrible. In other parts of the city, it's totally fine. Same thing in Charlotte. You go in some parts of the city, totally fine. You go in the other parts of the city, you want to run. It's when I did Uber in Denver, I would tell people, because I knew Martin Luther MLK Boulevard was always the worst road in any big city, Atlanta, Chicago, etc. And so I used to get a lot of Chicagoans in the car, and I would tell them, hey, man, I'm getting off the interstate because it's all backed up. I knew the back roads. The main back road was MLK Boulevard. And I literally, it was fun. I knew what they were going to respond with. I was like, hey, man, I'm getting off. Oh, yeah, thanks. That's great. I'm taking MLK the rest of the way. Dude, you stay on this road. I go, don't worry. There's actually flowers on this one. It was. They would come about a mile in. They're like, man, I could live on this one. Said, yeah, totally different. Boulevard. If you're in Atlanta, the old joke is, hey, where you at, man? I'm on MLK. Run! And that's how bad it is there. Again, not all the places are like that. Jack Passo had to put this out. Trump and RFK are reportedly looking to remove mRNA jabs from the market, a strong first move. But for those already jabbed, risks remain. Anyway, I had to tweet out, goes, wait a minute, time out. Trump still has Stargate, which happened on day one that no one bothered to talk about, Jack included. Jack definitely didn't do that because Trump tells him what to say, think, do, and jump, which had $500 billion on mRNA cancer jabs, and just did the Pfizer deal with Trump RX. I highly doubt they're going to remove mRNA jabs from the market. Now, he's the father of it. He calls himself the father of jab. What realm is he getting rid of his own baby? And again, Stargate going down ain't happening. Jack, again, when take Jack and whatever he is, he's a cheerleader. What do you expect? Here's James Lee talking about Barry West. Who's Barry West? She's the new person that's going to take over CBS News. We talked about this. We had an article about her yesterday. The great Zionist and Israel first lover. Here's the new head of CBS News. Apparently doesn't know what the Mossad is. Also, a true masterclass by the one and only Trim Dillon, brilliantly exposing just how much of a fraud she really is. Now, because I don't know if Timmy, if he's going to say anything wordy dirds or anything like that, I won't link. Well, it's linked in the show notes, but I won't play it on air for you, so just in case I haven't watched it yet. I just know of everybody. I had all the links that she's a Zionist and now she's basically had to you have to kiss the wall to become the new CBS lady or whatever leader. And that I just ready to have a video in there for everybody, especially when she says, I don't know what Mossad is. Here's Matt Kim talking about everyone wants to cancel Netflix, but why all of a sudden? Probably has nothing to do with the competitor joining the club. And he goes and he talks about this is all these guys had has bad stuff like HBO, Disney. Why Netflix? All this, and he goes to coincidence. Larry Ellison, Elon's buddy, son David just closed the deal to take over Paramount. You know, the competing service center that also owns CBS, Showtime, Nickelodeon. Yeah, and Paramount just dropped $7.7 billion to lock up the U.S. rights to the UFC. That's not a big coincidence. He goes, let's keep going. Paramount also bought rights to UFC from Evandor, which controlled by Silver Lake, where you heard those names before. That's right. Larry Ellison's Oracle and Silver Lake are also the new owners of TikTok. What a coinky dink. One of Elon's closest buddies with Trump. And so yeah, now all of a sudden, and then you remember what happened? Elon retweets the Netflix ban, and everyone comes out of the woodwork. Oh, we got to ban Netflix. We got to ban Netflix because the brain chip guy told us to ban Netflix, which people have been telling to ban Netflix for the last decade. And like I said yesterday, my bud Ryan talked to me and goes, wait a second, I thought we banned Netflix 5 years ago. Would everyone just ban it and come back on and just reban? And now all the big names are coming out saying that you need to ban it. Yeah. Always just wait 5 hours after when you see something come on, just don't just click a link, a retweet or something. There's something else going on. Always ask the question. Just like that's why the Kirk narrative is just completely falling apart. Ray Charles could get that guy off right now, probably. Just all the insane holes right off the bat. Just start with the 30-06. That's not a 30-06. Let's look at the demonstrations. Already narrative blown up. Reasonable doubt done. Hey, what's for lunch? I want to play this, but I know YouTube will ban it because of the music. So if you know have you seen the cowbell? So you know Saturday Night Live, what we need is more cowbell. The Reaper, Feel the Reaper. Think of it, play that song in your head, or if you're on a computer right now, play that in the background. Because if I play it, it automatically will get banned for copyright for playing music. So this is legit. This is not a joke. More cowbell. Trump actually reposted. Can you hear the cowbell? Yeah. This is the Fear the Reaper. That is kind of funny. Blah 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 blah. Blah, blah. I thought I retweeted it. Literally, and Trump retweeted that. I mean, it's comic. We're in comic book land. Idiocracy Here's Trump is a registered trademark by the U.S. and internationally owned mainly by the Trump Organization and its affiliates. Registration cover real estate, hospitality, entertainment, and consumer products, giving them significant control over commercial uses of the name. This is he goes a thread. Huh? This post is in response to many people accusing me of things due to this post. We're talking about Stash Lab post on Trump gets to pocket 100 to 500 million in a name licensing deal from Pfizer, Trump RX. Read that again. The POTUS is getting a direct kickback from pharma company that's responsible for mass deaths and injuries of Americans, including our military service members. I'll go ahead and just put that in there just in case anybody's following here right now. And this is Sasha going back over here. This is a registered trademark. There is no way on this planet that a commercial website with Trump RX brand is not paying name licensing fees, because otherwise all of the trademarks and patents that the Trump name organization holds are void and licenses will not be obliged to pay. He goes below, I list several representatives, active U.S. federal registrations for Trump, formative marks, registration number, owner, core class, all the good stuff. Yeah, and the list is right here. Again, all this here is in the show notes. You want to check it out and share it with your favorite MAGA friend going, hey, Trump RX is getting 100 to 500 million kickback in that. I mean, again, what's that F word where government and private corporations merge? Yeah, it's play what's scatterboard? No, Scattle. I forget the Scrabble. Play Scrabble with that one. Maybe a crossword puzzle. Just it starts with F, and they use it a lot. Here's Jane Goodell. We talked about her the other day. She died. Record asking Apache, but remember, Jane is not a kindly grandmother. She is the promoter of eugenics and reduction of the world's population to 450 million people. And it's was it 6 billion, 3 billion? I can't remember. Let's say 3 billion people. Remember, she's all about, and here's the link for it when she starts talking at the WEF. I actually watched this whole thing long ago. This was years ago. Yeah, this is 2020. Yeah, so this is from Future for the Amazon, Davos 2020. And she talks about that, saying that she wants to get the population down was it 500 years ago? There it is. Yeah, 500 years ago. According to Worldometer and global population in 1500 is estimated at 450 million people. When eco warriors talk of population control, they mean the world would be better off with fewer poor black people. And in other words, it is eugenics program hiding behind the purposely manufactured climate change narrative. And she was in the back. Remember, Pope Francis brought her in 2 years ago. I asked her for the program just so I can see who was on there. They never posted her lecture. They posted everyone else's. They never posted hers. Let's get into the frightening part of the program. It's kind of like I told you so meets prepare for horrible things down the road to, hey guys, if you're not believing this is literally what's happening. Okay, whatever you want to do. We already talked about this. New digital ID will be mandatory to work in the United Kingdom. Digital ID, Vietnam, to delete 86 million unverified bank accounts. Again, we talked about that the other day too. Swiss vote on electronic identity cards for the second time. This is 6 days ago. EU to launch biometric entry-exit system for U.S. travelers starting October 12th. All right, played that for you. So, just because I love in a terrible way this video, and we just talked about entry-exit system. And most people do not believe me when I keep saying this, and nobody else is bringing this. You will never find a cheerleader bringing this up. Here's DJ.
We'll finally complete the biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. We will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, It will be in air. We will have a proper tracking system.
Yeah, it's kind of like being at the Disney and you heard the thing all the time. You kind of recite it in your sleep. France rolls out process to renew ID card and activate digital ID simultaneously. This back in April. Australia's social media ban for teens praised at UN event. Government and tech forums closely watch effort to block use of social media by those younger than 16. We talked about this. This was back in September. Yeah, it was last month. Russia pilots state-linked digital ID through Max app. So if you know anybody who goes, hey, look, Putin he's not in for the New World Order. He's not in for the World Economic Forum. He's not in for Project 2030. Now, there's a few of us have been saying that you guys have been hacked, because he definitely is. He might have been kicked out of the WEF because of the whole the Ukraine-Russia fiasco, whatever, or the theater that's going on in a sense. But he's still doing the exact same thing. No one wants to bring that up. Digital passport wrapped in a social feed. Max turned state surveillance into a lifestyle app. This was last week, a couple days ago, 4 days ago. Now I'll read a little bit of it. Governments around the world are increasingly turning into digital ID systems, and Russia is the latest example of how these tools can be tied directly to state control. The country has been testing a digital identification feature inside Max, a messaging platform created by vContracte and tightly aligned with the government. The app is being built as an all-in-one hub offering communications, payments, government portals, and commercial services in the model echoing China's WeChat. The Ministry of Digital Development. Sorry, my man Jack is watching. Just text me. We can't say what Jack just told me. The app is being built in offering communicate. We already talked about that. Minister of Digital Development, Communications, and Mass Media is overseeing the pilot, which started last week, according to Vestia. Adults who want to activate the feature must link their Max account with whatever Russia's state services portal. Verification requires either biometric data stored on the unified biometric system or a passport upload combined with a selfie. Hey. Again, we're screwed. Here's what's going on in China. This is a couple months ago. Well, no, a couple years ago, this was recorded. But they have to get facial rec just to get through that thing. And as one of the guys, Media Monarchy, talked about, he goes, it's not like you're going down in the subway and, you're like running. You see all the old TV shows when they're running and they hurdle the bar thing. You can't do that with these things. I mean, and when they get the taller ones, it's going to be like trying to get through a new door. And then what happened? Hey, we're upset about what's going on with the TLM here in areas. What is the plan? I mentioned this for years now, probably going on 5 years. What is the plan? Because I've actually asked guys that are, bigger names than I on this and talk about it pretty much all day long about TLM, everything. What is the plan when the digital ID comes out and social credit score comes out and you're not allowed to drive outside 15 minutes from where you are, or you can't buy anything or drive because your car is a smart car and it won't let you won't start up, or it will cut you off? Because I think, what was his name? I forget his name right now. There was a guy did a show, and he talked about, he showed driving a car down to, I think it was in the Ukraine, and the car cut off or turned around or something like that. It wouldn't go. So again, these cars, they can be programmed. And then on top of it, you can't buy anything. You can't buy the gas. You can't drive it. You can't get out. Maybe you can't get out of your house because all your houses are smart houses. Where do you think you're going? What is that plan? Because all we talk about is little things that yes, is the ICE thing stupid? Yes. What is the plan? When you want to go to a mass 15 minutes or more from your area, and you can't go because your car won't start, or you can't buy gas, or you just can't buy food. What are you doing then? Don't worry about not having a job. You can't buy anything. not only not working because all it's AI and you got robots doing it. What is that? But no one's even thinking stuff like that. Jared Kushner, Saudi Arabia, more backers to buy EA, not EA Sports, EA in $55 billion deal. What this means for gamers, it is EA. Saudi Arabia is looking to diversify the investments outside of oil, which is why it is interested in acquiring Electronic Arts. It is EA Sports. My bad. The attack on Doha and the Saudi-Pakistani Defense Pact redefines security and alliances in the Middle East. When Israel bombed Doha, the U.S. remained passive. Saudi Arabia took note and turned to Pakistan. Their defense pact, nuclear umbrella included, is a blunt message. America's shield no longer guarantees survival in the Gulf. A post-American order is emerging, and Rida, I forget, I can't spell, has chosen its side. So this would be as they say, a profound geopolitical transformation. This happened on 17th September 2025. Any aggression against either country shall be considered an aggression against both. Speaking of which, you may not have heard this. This happened actually on August 29th, but no, I don't think any of the cheerleaders brought this up. Continuation of the national emergency with respect to certain terrorist attacks. Translation, this is all about 9/11. This is the re-signing executive order of the President of the United States. This actually happened, the notice was in August, but it was signed on September 3rd, 2025. A month ago now. Consistent with Section 202D of the National Emergencies Act, 50 U.S.C. 1622D, I am continuing for 1 year, like they have done for every year since 2001. The national emergency previously declared on September 14, 2001, in Proclamation 7463, with respect to the terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001, and the continuing and immediate threat of further attacks on these United States. Not the United States. It's dumb. It's these United States. It's not the United States. Because of terrorist threat continues, the national emergency declared on September 14, 2001, and the powers and authorities adopted to deal with that emergency must continue in effect beyond September 14, 2025. Therefore, I'm continuing to take away your liberties. I'm continuing to effect an additional year the national emergency that was declared on September 14, 2001 with respect to the terrorist threat. This notice shall be published in the Federal Register and transmitted to Congress, just like all the previous puppets the last 20 years have done to you guys. Bush, Obama, Brandon, Trump, they all do it. Same team. Keep the fear alive, baby. $8 gas concerns are real for California. Chevron's El Segundo refinery blaze sparks Goldman warning. Oh, this is a paid one? I had no idea Zero Hedge had paid ones. Trump administration pushing for more AI, energy, and pharma corporate deals ahead of midterms. Hungary's Orban from Copenhagen summit, quote, the EU has decided to go to war. Speaking of war, let's check out war pigs. Generals joking in their masses. Hamas agrees to free hostages, enter into talks. What's probably going to happen is, because part of the deal is Hamas has to return the hostages and pretty much get rid of all their arms, including getting rid of all their tunnels. And then the IDF doesn't leave me. They back up to part B or something like that. What's the Vegas odds on them getting past part B? I don't buy that one bit that they're going to leave there. They're going to take their weapons, make sure they don't have any defenses, and then kill them all probably. That's my guess. Israel kills Doctors Without Borders staffer in Gaza. Israel captures U.S. citizens attempting to bring food into Gaza. Wait a minute. Israel captures U.S. citizens attempting to bring food into Gaza, and we haven't nuked Israel yet. Wait, what would happen if Gaza had a couple American U.S. citizens captured, what do you think would happen? Just quite stupid question. I know. What am I thinking? U.S. military, Israeli military kills dozens inside of Gaza. Trump, U.S. in armed conflict with drug cartels. Headset says 4 narco terrorists killed in latest U.S. attack on boat. Venezuela says it's detected 5 U.S. fighter jets flying near its coast. Now, again, if Venezuela had 5 Venezuelan jets flying off the coast of Florida, it would have shot them out of the sky. But yes, Venezuela put their country too close to the military, the U.S. Navy. U.S. demands of Iran to make war on another war likely. U.S. demands of Iran make another war likely. Israeli drone strike kills 2 civilian engineers in South Lebanon. U.S. to back long-range missile strikes in Russia. Ukraine promotes neo-Nazi to brigadier general. What in the world are we doing? But remember, how was it 57 times that Trump said day one we're getting out of Ukraine? We're not even just doubling down. We're openly handing, hey, we're going to lob missiles into Russia. We're on the side with this neo-Nazi too, by the way. Larry Ellison vetted Rubio for felony to Israel. Bibi will sabotage Trump's Gaza plan by Andrew Day. That's pretty much like a short bet. That's almost like saying, you know what? I'm going to bet $50 that the sun's going to come up tomorrow. Who's going against me? You want to take that action? Here's James Lee today on 5149 podcast talking about there's something very off about Erica Kirk, which, hey, there is a lot of weird stuff in here. He gets into that from there's 2020 interview Erica Kirk. Then Erica, I can't pronounce her last name, stated her family moved from Arizona to Arizona because her mother was getting involved with the government, Homeland Security, and Department of Defense, DOD. She won. She was Miss America, Miss Arizona in the Trump sponsored pageant. It's her in a country music film. She starred Romanian Angels. And the one weird thing about it is they got something about I hit the wrong button. They got charged or accused of trafficking. I think it was. Yeah, they got accused of trafficking. Anyways, check it out if you want to hear more of this. Hey, don't worry, Ghislaine Maxwell will probably get free in not so distant future. Oh, I forgot about checking out. Hey guys, Mark and Funky Bunch is in there. AI and digital IDs are probably the saddest thing for me to see personally. Think of all the warnings we had in literature and film, and we marched right into it. Yep, exactly. The Trump convent peace for many. Yeah. Okay, the Jerusalem Post is not working right now. Okay, so we'll move on. Hamas accepts Trump's plan to end Israel's war with Gaza, but with conditions. The plan aims to secure the release of Israeli hostages held in the Gaza Strip and end the 2-year conflict that has reduced much of the enclave to rubble. Hamas said Friday would accept once and future King President DJT's ceasefire proposal, but with conditions. The plan has been widely endorsed by Arab countries and Israeli Prime Minister and war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu, and would pave the way to blah, 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 blah. The military group has been under... Just get to the thing. The plan will require Hamas to hand over all hostages holds within this first 72 hours. We've already talked about that. Thank you very much. As far as work, that's all I got. Thought they had a condition or something. Stop the bombs. Trump demands Israel stop bombing Gaza as Hamas is ready for peace after terror group agrees to release all the hostages. It is not clear if Hamas has signed a 20-point peace deal presented by Trump. And remember, Israel doesn't care about the hostages. They just want to kill them all and turn it into a parking lot and a resort, which Kushner and Trump has already talked about too. By the way, I put that in the wrong spot. Here is Dave DeCamp of antiwar.com retweeting, Israel is still bombing Gaza. Gaza notifications. Israeli tanks and artillery keep pounding Gaza relentlessly, even after Trump urged Israel to stop the attacks immediately. Don't worry, they won't listen to anybody. That's not, they don't care. They are in charge. They're going to do whatever they want. Here's Gen X girl talking about Israelis' eighth front war. We talked about this last week. $40 million for propaganda, $190 million total, $28 million for influencers, $16 million for Israel trips, Target, TikTok, and X. TikTok sold to Zionists, $600,000 to Democrat PR for bot army, $1.5 million to Trump campaign manager for AI propaganda, and Bondi disband foreign influence task force. Karen Levette destroys Dems for holding America hostage over health care for illegals. Talking about the government shutdown. Speaking of terrorists, those who remain in Gaza will be considered terrorists and terror supporters. The Israeli Minister for Defense, Israel Katz. Here are a few of the terrorists that they're going to talk about for not leaving Gaza. Again, wait to see the Catholics side with Israel when they go after these guys. Air 404, 48 hours of confusion in Afghanistan during internet blackouts. There's been a lot of these blackouts, internet things. Cyber Polygon is getting warmed up or getting a tabby stretched. Sean Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, I forgot all his nicknames. Combs sentenced to more than 4 years in prison after apologizing for sick conduct. He should have just said he was with the Epstein guys. Who told him what to do? Said he was on the Epstein report. He would never gone to jail. MAGA top voter fraud watchdog votes in a swing state. He doesn't live there. Long paper trail shows that Jack Posobiec votes in one state and lives in another. Let's see. Focus on voter fraud in Pennsylvania is particularly ironic because a short source like a trail of documentation suggests that Posobiec is living in Maryland, but voting in Pennsylvania. If so, that would be a violation of voting laws, experts say. Trump, the Treasury Department considers minting a $1 Trump coin. They are dead serious about this. The draft design of the coin, which was overseen by the Office of the U.S. Treasurer, Brandon Beach, features Trump's profile on one side of the coin. Supposed to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the U.S. independence next year, a spokesperson confirmed on Friday. The backside is supposed to have the fight stuff. By the way, this is totally illegal. In case you don't know, you must be dead. According to their own laws, you must be dead. There's no living person profile on her. You have to be dead in a profile of that to happen. A deceased person only. Total violation, but they do not care. Apple bows to MAGA demands on ICE goon tracker apps. Though you cannot, Kristi Noem denied bathroom access at Illinois government building. Isn't that funny? Officials restrict Chicago airspace, citing credible threat of attacks on agents. Of course, the FAA confirmed a temporary flight restriction was put in place at the request of the Department of Homeland Security. Here's Benny Cheerleader Johnson talking about panic broke out as DHS agents closed in, sending suspected illegal immigrants sprinting through the parking lots and over fences in broad daylight. Were we laughing at these guys? There was an ICE raid at the Chicago Walmart. But again, they're going after the worst of the worst, yet they go in Walmart and Home Depot. Cars sped off as officers swarmed the scene, making multiple arrests by bystanders looked in shock. Kristi Noem was on the ground during the raid, making a bold escalation of federal immigration enforcement. And like I said, he's been cheerleading this stuff. Saw a little bit of this on Fox News this morning. I was leaving the gym and they had this on. But the funny thing was, at the beginning of a clip like this, what happened was they turned the cameras on, and you saw people look at the camera. Then all of a sudden they put in their gas mask on. It's kind of hysterical. And it started kind of feeling like it was just a staged event because the people on one side, you know, the cops right there, and they're just staring, they're just looking back at each other. Again, media. What is media? They just show you what they want to show you outside this box. You have no idea what's going on behind, sidewise, all this. You saw in the thing. I didn't film it or anything, but you saw Benny walking through the. You won't see it in this, but Benny was walking through the thing, filming people like that, just walking, smiling. His little, you know, had a couple of other influencers walking around with their photo, video and things going on. It just seemed very fake, which a lot of this stuff sometimes is. Gin up, it was like the whole thing at the border that one time. They had all these problems right here. If you drove down a mile, there was nothing going on. Influencer priest told to stop flexing his muscles online. Italian known as the priest in a gym insists he is trying to revive interest in the Catholic Church after criticism of promoting supplements. I have no idea what that does to promote people going into the church. I would think, getting people excited about cool things like maybe St. Therese Day, Happy St. Therese Day, the old right, maybe that, but I'm just an idiot. I don't know what that. I guess you gotta, do some curls. He has 276,000 followers on Instagram, says he's trying to connect with young people and help revive interest in the Catholic Church. We'll teach the truth and show the good, the true, the beautiful. How about that? You don't have to show your pecs. Just don't have to show you how to do a squat. Just do this. On his YouTube channel, he calls himself Un Petre in Palestra, a priest in the gym. It says exercise benefits him physically, mentally, and spiritually. And if that's what he's lifting all the time, then he needs to do something else. Because that's a different guy. Alberto is one of the fitness routines, one of his fitness routines posted on social media. I don't know. I still think I could probably put him in the workout and have him throw up in about 5 minutes. HeadSec announces fourth deadly strike on narco-terrorist boat off Venezuela because we just kill people just for the heck of it, no matter what. They bring up the drug smuggling thing, but if you look up what happens with the level of drugs countries on there, Venezuela is barely a blip on the radar and all that, which we mentioned before. This is about oil. Going to war, U.S. military preparing to seize ports and airfields in Venezuela as Trump declares full-scale war on drug cartels. He doesn't even need to go with the Congress anymore. We're just going to go to war and kill them because drugs. I don't have any evidence. We don't have it. We're just going to go do it. Team America, world police. Unprecedented U.S. military buildup near Venezuela is sign of possible war. Look at that. Additionally, there's a fresh development news link. A platoon of U.S. Navy SEALs, typically comprising 16 personnel, will conduct joint drills this month with approximately 40 Argentine tactical divers. Same publication lists 5 signs of possible war with Venezuela could be looming. F-35B jets in Puerto Rico, pentagram, imaginary, cargo and naval deployments, special ops, U.S. military units in the Caribbean. All this allowed the Washington Examiner to speculate on in a major Thursday report saying it understands that military planners believe the assembled forces are now sufficient to seize and hold key strategic facilities such as ports and airfields on Venezuela territory. It adds U.S. control over such locations would allow for the increased sustained projection of U.S. military power into Venezuela for defensible positions. HeadSec fires top Navy official in the Navy. John Harrison is the latest pentagram official who Defense Secretary Pete, Fox News telecast host HeadSec, has removed from office. LA's entertainment economy is looking like a disaster movie. Yeah, Escape from LA it was called. Munich airport shut down again over drone scare. Ukraine's new prime minister speaks Trump's language. The appointment of her, a business-oriented official, shows how Kiev is trying to persuade the Trump administration that working with the country can be lucrative even in wartime. Virtual Jesus, people of faith divided as AI enters religion. Artificial intelligence and technology upending nearly every corner of society is creeping into religion, serving up virtual Jesus and automated sermons, a change drawing mixed reviews from the faithful. Religious chatbots and other face-based digital tools are growing in number, offering counsel, comfort, and spiritual guidance during an age of rapidly transforming socialization and engagement. One app, which is called Text with Jesus, has thousands of paying subscribers. It lets people ostensibly ask questions of Mary, Joseph, Jesus, and nearly all 12 apostles. The idea is to educate, says Stephanie Peters, CEO of Catloaf Software, which created the app. This is a new way to address religious issues in an interactive way, he told APF. Stefan Peter. My apologies. Although the app makes clear it uses AI, virtual Moses and Jesus don't recognize that as such when they're asked a specific question. Online ministry Catholic Answers got a taste how sensitive this can be. There's the Anglican version, a Jewish holy book, rabbis. We'll move on. Flying taxis are coming to LA. This developer is already picking places to land them. I always joke that, again, we go to when it comes near you, does Arnold come on? Get to the chopper. I hope if that happens, I would love for that to be part of that. They have to get approval by the FAA, though. Pending approval by the FAA. One of the country's largest operators in airplane and helicopter landing sites are now on a hunt for LA locations that can handle the comings and goings of air taxis. I know, like I said, when I was doing Uber, they were practicing this in Arizona. Tempe. I think it was Tempe. That was a big place that were doing it. Sarah Molali. I don't know. Named the first female Archbishop of Canterbury in the history of the Pretend Church of England. So she's playing dress up for good. Halloween is every day for this one. Unprecedented water rationing to begin in Washington's Yakima Basin. Yes, basin. Let's get to this week in history. This day in history, 1990. Germany reunified after 4 decades of Cold War division and pressure from German Chancellor Helmut Kohl. Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev agreed to unify Germany within NATO, leading to Germany's reunification this day in 1990. Decentralized is the best way. 2023, Republican Kevin McCarthy was voted out. First time that's happened. 2004, Janet Leigh, who was best remembered for her performance in Psycho by Alfred Hitchcock, died at age 77. 1995, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. One of the most sensational trials in U.S. history ended as a jury found O.J. Simpson not guilty for murdering his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ronald Goldman. He later wrote a book saying how I did it. 1969. Gwen Stefani, who's apparently Catholic from what I've heard, and yes, she's always on the Halo apps things. Can I get somebody with a cool background to help promote the Sense of Fidelity app? Let's see. She was born today, 1969. She still dresses like she's 25. 1961, the Dick Van Dyke Show began airing on CBS. 1960, the Andy Griffith Show debuted. 1952, the first British atomic weapons test called Hurricane was successfully conducted aboard the frigate HMS Flem. 1945, the May-Johnson Bill, keeping atomic research a secret and establishing security regulations, was introduced to the U.S. Congress. 1941, the Maltese Falcon, John Huston's adaptation of Dashiell Hammett's famed 1930 model, had its world premiere. 1936, American collegiate gridiron football coach John Heisman, who was considered one of the greatest innovators of the game, died. 1935, Italian forces led by Emilio de Bono, under orders from Benito Mussolini, invaded Ethiopia in hopes of building a new Roman Empire. 1918, Prince Maximilian of Baden, internationally known for his moderation and honorability, was appointed Chancellor of Germany. 1889, German journalist and pacifist Karl von Ossietzky was awarded the 1935 Nobel Peace Prize while incarcerated in the concentration camp. Was born in Hamburg, Germany. 1866, through the mediation of Napoleon III, Italy obtained Venetia as in the Treaty of Vienna. I'm dead tired. Midnight already. Hey, what's tomorrow already? 1862, the Battle of Corinth, the American Civil War conflict that ended in decisive Union victory over Confederate forces in northeastern Mississippi began. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying up with me this late. Trying to make listening, but honored to be here. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you. Me too. I'm happy to be here for you. Have a great rest of the night. Have a great weekend. Don't forget senseofidelium.tv. Check out for the app. Show notes underneath. Have a great rest of the night. Good night. Game over. I'm going to I'm going to bed a little while. I still got stuff to do. Where is that like button? There's the like, subscribe, comments, all that jazz, and the thank you button. Have a great night, guys.